Good morning, and let's jump into it. This is our warm-up slash bell ringer. Let's go over some review so that hopefully you guys are able to answer the bell ringer with these review. Okay, so let's look at some exponents. As usual, remember what I said about exponents. Whenever you get exponents, please extend. Okay, so we're going to extend everything inside the parentheses. Remember that we are multiplying all around. Anything that's standing on its own, raised to the power of 1. And so we know that we need to distribute that 3 on the outside to everything on the inside. Remember that we are only multiplying the exponents, okay? And the reason we can do that is because we're multiplying. So this is 2, 1 times 3, 3. X, 1 times 3, 3. Y, negative 5 times 3, negative 15. Whenever you see a negative exponent, okay, get ready to set up a division bar because it means that something needs to flip, okay? If my exponent is positive, remember that these guys are actually over 1, okay? So if my exponent is positive, they're going to stay where they are. So here it's on top, they're going to stay on top, okay? However, y to the negative 15, negative 15 tells me that this thing needs to flip. It needs to go down to the bottom. How do I know? It was on top. I have to flip it over, okay? So 2 cubed, well, that means 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2, that is 4 times 2, that is 8, okay? So at the top, I will have 8 x cubed, and at the bottom, y to the 15th. That's my final answer because these two guys are not the same base, so there's nothing more that I can do. Okay? Let's look at example 2. So let me zoom out so you guys see what I did with example 1. Let's jump into example 2. Again, I see negative. But before I even look at the negative, let's go ahead and simplify my denominator, okay? So let's set this up. Remember to extend, all right? Anything inside the parentheses, anything outside, just go ahead and extend, right? Negative 4. At the bottom, let's extend this. So I'm going to multiply all my exponents, right? 4 times 2, well, that is x to the 8. Negative 2 times 2, that's y to the negative 4. All right, so now that I have extended it, let's go ahead and begin to look at this. I see negative exponents. Negative exponents tell me that something is going to flip. So here, let's go ahead and see what will flip. Well, x cubed, my cube is positive, so it will stay where it's at. If it's positive, I don't do anything to it. X to the 8, positive exponent, I don't do anything. Negative exponents now tell me to flip. So I will take y to the negative 4 and I'll place it at the bottom. Make it a positive. Y to the negative 4 is also at the bottom. So I'll take that one and bring it up top. I'll take this negative exponent, bring it up top. This negative exponent, I brought it down to the bottom, okay? So I flip them around, even though they are the same thing. And now they become positive. So now my bases are the same. Remember to subtract the smallest from the largest. Why? Because I'm dividing. So here I will remove that 1 from the top. Remember that my placeholder is a 1. Subtract it from the bottom. So I will have x to the 5th at the bottom. Here it kind of doesn't matter. What I would actually do though is to take it from the bottom, take my exponent from the bottom, subtract it from the top. So a placeholder of 1. And y 4 minus 4, well, that's y to the 0 power. Okay, let's simplify this. Remember, y to the 0 power, what does that mean? Well, that means this is just 1, because remember, anything raised to the 0 power is just 1. So here I have 1 times 1 at the top, and at the bottom I'll have x to the 5th times 1, which is just x to the 5th. So my final answer will be 1 over x to the 5th power. Okay? So let me kind of zoom out again to show you number 2, what I did. All right, let's look at the final one. So I have 2m to the negative 3 times a to the 0 power. Well, 2m to the negative 3 just means 2 times m to the negative 3 power times a to the 0 power. Well, 2 is to the first degree, okay? I cannot combine anything here because nothing here have the same base, but I see a negative exponent. And that tells me that this thing needs to flip. So now I have 2 times 1 over m cubed times a to the 0 power, okay? Remember what we talked about with 0 power. That just means 1. So now I have 2 times 1 over m cubed times 1. And I can place that 2 over 1, 1 over 1, okay? Now I just multiply across. 2 times 1 times 1, well, that is just 2. 1 times m cubed is still m cubed times 1, well, that's just m cubed. So this is my final answer for this one. So notice how I break it down. Separate, extend it, separate them, right? Negative power means to flip, okay? Anything raised to the 0 power, that's just 1. So now I have 2 over 1, 1 over m cubed, 1 over 1. I multiply across, okay? Remember, you multiply across when it comes to fractions. And so my final answer is 2 over m cubed. All right, go ahead and try the bell ringer. Good luck.